I wonder why these aren't checked off. I don't think there's really any options with this either. Would there have been more things I could potentially do? I guess technically... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's fine. I kind of wanted to look at the business card because I guess I should have been paying attention to that specifically, but I don't really have an option, and we're basically going to continue with this same conversation over here. Obsession. I guess possessions is what we possess in our inventory. That's why it was called that. Yumiko believes that the key to dispelling the curse of the raging waves lies in the curse of the Forsaken Fish Curse Stone. She arrives in Kameshima, traces the steps to the two foreigners. At the very least, we know the exact steps that are needed. So as long as they don't get too mad at us for killing Samakawa, we should hopefully be okay. I see. So you would be Miss Shiki, and Mrs. is married, right? And you say you're a member of the police department currently looking after Cersei? My apologies for all the trouble young Cersei caused you the other day. She's quite the mischievous little lady, I'm afraid. She likes playing pranks, if you didn't know. Oh, not at all. She certainly has some pluck for one so young. Took us quite by surprise, in fact. You would be Cersei's guardian, then? Oh no, we're related, to be sure, but she's really more of my guide come bodyguard, if anything. I see. What is that face? Since when was I your bodyguard as well? I'm afraid that circumstances may dictate that we have to take Cersei back to Tokyo with us, though. Is that so? That would be quite the bother. Personally, I'd rather avoid having to do so as well. There's a case here that needs our urgent attention, you see. So I'd appreciate it if you'd cooperate it without any fuss. That would depend on what you ask, I'm afraid. I mean, if we believe that he killed Samakawa, maybe we need to be a bit more abrupt with things, I guess. A bit more angry. I'm glad we found these two so quickly. Having Soda track down their spiritual energy was the right call. Our foremost priority is to find the curse stone housing the curse of the Forsaken Fish so we can learn how to lift the curse of the raging waves. And from everything we've learned so far, it's most likely in possession by these two foreigners. Toto mentioned when we arrived on Kameshima that the energy from the curse of the raging waves has grown much stronger since we were last here. As such, everything else is on the back burner until we've dealt with it. We need to find out how to lift it as soon as possible. I guess that's why we're not really pursuing the Samakawa thing. We currently stand in front of the torii at the top of the hill. The elevation gives us a beautiful view of both the town and the bay. People were starting to gather at the jetty, so we decided to move our conversation here. I mean, I do feel good about not killing someone with the fish, because I felt pretty bad about killing the first person with one. Soto is keeping a close eye on Avi and Cersei for me. It's thanks to his clear understanding of our respective roles that I can focus fully on the conversation at hand. Vision mode active. Whoa! I definitely did not see that. Yeah, I did not see that there. Vision mode actually saved me, because I was looking around. Is that a turkey? I was just going vision mode just to see on people, because, just in case. Tango and turkey. Like, we're pretty sure that no one here is a mermaid, but, you know, things might happen. Good thing I used it at that time. That was a lucky find. This man, Avi, is apparently a fantasy writer, but he comes across as quite the shifty sort. I don't doubt he'll start trying to throw us off his trail at the moment he senses danger. I'll have to watch my step around him. Cersei is currently meant to be in the care of paranormal affairs, but has been shirking her training to travel around the country instead. She's very talented for one so young, and has a lot of guts too. I can't help but root for people like her. More than anything, I know how they feel. I'd like to leave her be if possible. Soto, what do you make of these two? I can sense an ominous spiritual energy lingering around them. It's all but certain that they have cursed stones. You can sense that they have more than one? I see, we don't have time to play games then. It seems like a direct approach will be best here. Wait, you mean both of them have cursed stones? Yes, both of them. The girl is managing to camouflage the energy from the one she has, but I managed to catch sight of it for a moment. So we're dealing with 2 curse stones, are we? The energy from the curse of the raging waves is currently permeating the island. It's so strong I almost missed the energy from their curse stones. Almost, but he's just too cool. I want to talk to the child. By the way, Cersei, I was told to tell you to return to Tokyo at once if I saw you. What? But I don't wanna. I thought you'd say that. Well, I was only asked to tell you, no more, no less. What you choose to do with the message is up to you. Thanks, I think. Well, I said I don't wanna. If you want to know what happened, ask Abby. I will, thank you. Damn. Alright, friend. What were you doing down at the jetty just now? Oh, so you didn't see anything that happened before that, then? Would it be inconvenient for you if we had? If I continued with the first timeline, yes. Nonsense! My hands are as clean as my conscience. Not a spot in sight, I assure you. I wonder if he would have said something different. Never mind that now. We don't have the time. There are several things we want to ask you. Oh, and what would those be? Like... Realistically, I feel like this has to be the first thing we would say. But, I want to know how we, like, get over this fact. First, I think we should talk about the incident this morning. Miss Samakawa was discovered washed up on the Futamagara coast as a corpse, with half her body having been turned into a fish. Well, I'll be. To think she would meet such a fate. I'm truly sorry to hear that. This wouldn't be your doing, would it? We have eyewitness reports that you were seen 2 days ago heading out to sea with Miss Samakawa by boat. Ah, well. We did indeed head out into the bay for a little chat, but turning her into a fish? Not in a million years. What did you discuss with Miss Samakawa then? Why, what else? Mermaids, of course. Mermaids? Indeed, Cersei and I are here in Ise-Shima on a grand adventure to find mermaids. And we just happened to find out that Miss Samakawa was a member of a clan with a strong relation to them. Of course she would catch our interest. I see, so you knew that Miss Samakawa was a descendant of the sole survivor of Ise-Shima? Did Yumeko know that? Did we ever get into a situation where Yumeko would have gotten that information? Oh, so you knew that too? I suppose I should expect nothing less of a member of the Paranormal Affair Bureau. You wouldn't happen to know anything about the Mermaid of Ise-Shima as well, would you? Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Did you learn that what you wanted from Miss Samakawa then? Oh yes, we got quite the haul of lucrative information from her. The knowledge that one of the Ise-Shima mermaids lived hidden in the depths of Ise Bay until a scant few months ago, for one. What? Oh, that caught your interest, did it? I see. She must have been able to go back to Ryugu when the seal broke 3 months ago. Basically, it seems like Yumeko might be a mermaid. Like, I don't know. That's really all I'm getting at right now. So you even know about Ryugu. You seem quite well versed in these matters, Mrs. Shiki. Maybe just a little. Just a bit. So, now that you know there are no longer any mermaids to be found here, have you given up looking for them? Hardly. There should be one more mermaid out there somewhere. We're here today to see if we can't glean some hints as to her whereabouts, in fact. Ah, I see. Never imagined that both of them would have curse stones. Okay. So use trying to play innocent. We know you have the curse stone housing the curse of the Forsaken Fish. What's that? A curse stone? I'm afraid I haven't the foggiest what you're on about. Avi, they already know. Just give up already. What's this? Stabbed in the back, and by my own kin, no less. How could you? Its spiritual energy is too powerful to hide. I can tell that man over there has already noticed it. Thank you for the help. You saved us quite a bit of trouble just now. Does that mean you'll let us go? I'm afraid we won't be able to just yet, no. After all, you have a curse stone as well, don't you? Irk! Ah, yeah, I do. We ran into someone who was trying to use it earlier, so I took it off them. Is that so? Honestly, I'd rather you took it off my hands, if possible. You don't seem to be planning to do any harm with it. I suppose we can leave that topic for later. So, why are you letting Avi here walk around with the curse of the Forsaken Fish? To let him live out his dreams, I suppose. I'm afraid that makes for a poor reason. Alright, I admit it, it was all me. I didn't want to give it up, so I asked Cersei if I could hold on to it. I just couldn't let it go, not after learning it had such a close link to mermaids. I see, so this is the cursed stone for the curse of the Forsaken Fish. How did you come into possession of that cursed stone? Well, that would be a bit of a long story. It all started when I found a mermaid mummy left by my great-grandmother in the old family storage, back in the States. That mermaid mummy ended up containing a map, one with a riddle to be solved, no less. That riddle led us to a mysterious box on the seabed. And once we'd solved the puzzle sealing the box shut, we found this cursed stone nestled within. Oh, a mermaid mummy, you say? It seems that the keepsake passed down by your ancestor was indeed a cursed stone then. Huh? Back to Samakawa. I'm going to flip-flop subjects. There's no doubt that Miss Samakawa was transfigured into a fish by the curse of the Forsaken Fish. And it's looking extremely likely that you have the cursed stone that would make that possible. No more excuses. Tell us what really happened. Nuh. Alright, you've got me. I'll talk. Though don't blame me if the tale ends up being too incredible for your ears. I just wonder how they take it. I see. It would seem Miss Samakawa had quite the twisted obsession with mermaids. And you sought to grant her wish by using the curse of the Forsaken Fish, is that right? Correct. I know exactly how it feels, you see. The burning desire to see your dreams realized. And the overwhelming despair upon learning that they can never be. The desperate hope to see even the slightest part of your wish fulfilled at the end. Perhaps that's why I couldn't ignore her wish. The wish to meet her end at the hands of a mermaid's curse. Hearing Miss Samakawa's fervent plea, and seeing her cast herself into the water like that. I knew this was the end she wanted for her tale, and so I decided to grant it. An eulogy for a woman bound by her... I don't think you would say an eulogy, right? That's like a little too weird for... Unless if it's not eulogy. Elegy? Would you still say an and, though? I'm getting distracted. Bound by her lineage and consumed by her obsession. I see. I understand where you're coming from, and I can't say I don't sympathize with your feelings on the matter. The fact that she entered the water of her own accord must also be taken into account. I imagine it would have made rescuing her quite difficult. Oh, then you're willing to give me a pass, are you? I'm afraid that isn't my decision to make. Yeah. Once we've finished our business on Kameshima, I imagine you'll have to come along with us to the office back in Tokyo. I'll do my best to see if some sort of arrangement can be reached, though. Oh, how kind of you. Good thing I thought to ask. Yeah, I figured, like, it's still a, psychic affairs moment. It has to be brought up. So they found a map hidden within the mermaid's mummy and followed it to find a strange box on the seabed. Even if the mermaid's mummy had remained in my family's possession, we may not have managed to uncover all the secrets it hid. Perhaps it's for the best the map passed into their hands in the end. As much as I'm reluctant to admit it, you may be right. Although I get the feeling that Avi will let it go to his head, so perhaps we should keep this to ourselves. They barely know this man, and already they've pegged him. Not in a weird way, just they know exactly how he is. Now, putting your return to Tokyo aside, the biggest issue at hand is whether or not you are complicit in his use of the curse stone. Curse stones are dangerous things. They should be viewed in the same light as bombs or poison gas, and treated with the same amount of care. Allowing one to be used in your presence is also naturally forbidden. You're currently in the care of paranormal affairs. If you're found guilty of misconduct, will be subject to punishment under our rules. That figures, yeah. I'm glad you understand. Either way, it's the higher-ups who will end up taking responsibility, so I'm happy to leave things there up to them. I mean, she really wasn't involved, though. You want to know what happened? Ask Avery. I will, thank you. Never imagined both of them would have a curse stone. Okay. Do you have anything else? Let's continue then. More about this. Thank you for telling us what happened with Miss Samakawa. As of now, I don't see any reason to doubt your version of events. My thanks. I'll leave the negotiation up to you then. By the by, I thought I heard you say something about the Onmyoji who sealed away the curse stone just now. Am I correct in thinking that they were the ancestor of this young man here? That's right. He was an Onmyoji by the name of Harikage Tsuchimikado. It said that he hid a clue to the lifting of a certain curse within a mermaid mummy, hence our search for the object in question. I see, and that mermaid mummy ended up crossing the Pacific, passing from hand to hand until it reached my great-grandmother. It's quite the miracle that this cursed stone is here with us today. Almost romantic, don't you think? I suppose you could say that, yes. More cursed stones. By the way, did you happen to glimpse the resentful memories contained within that curse stone? I did indeed. A veritable deluge of information, and 400-year-old information at that. Was the way to lift the curse of the raging waves included in that information? It certainly was. Ah. That's it. That's what we've been looking for. I see. So you're searching for the way to lift some curse or other, eh? That's the long and short of it. Will you let us have that curse stone of yours then? It's too dangerous to leave unaddressed as it is, so we can't leave it with you either way. But that just feels so unfair, you know? I was the one who found the map and solved the riddle. Why the curse stone would still be at the bottom of the sea if it wasn't for me. Irk. And it's hardly been cheap running back and forth like this. I don't know if I could just give you something so important for nothing in return. Looking to take advantage of the situation, are we? Yikes. Ha! Judge me all you want. I'm at the end of my rope here too, you know. I like how Cersei was also judging Avi. So, what is it you're after then? Money? Well, first of all, I'd like you to turn a blind eye to the fact I used the curse stone. And I'd like you to spill the beans on any knowledge you have on mermaids as well. Turning a blind eye might be a bit much, I'm afraid. All I can promise there is an attempt to reach some sort of deal. Yeah, it already sounded like it wasn't up to her. In any case, we don't have time to mess around. I really would appreciate it if you cooperated without any further fuss. If you don't, we may end up having to get a bit rough. Yo-ho, intimidation, is it? But if you think your boorish threats scare me, think again. My trusty bodyguard here will... Sorry, but no, I don't feel well, and we're at a disadvantage here anyway. Yah! Over before it even began! A wise decision, young lady. So that's your game, is it? Abusing your authority to seize the property of a defenseless, powerless civilian? State violence, I say. Irk. You do have a curse stone, though. I doubt anyone would object to use of force against an opponent carrying a lethal weapon. What? Seriously? This is really the end of the line, then. Well, if it's really just information on mermaids you want, I'm not opposed to telling you that much. Only within the bounds of what I know, though. Would that be acceptable? What? You mean it? Really? Huzzah! Now that's an offer I can't refuse. Consider this deal done and dusted. Ma'am? It's best if we can get things settled without a fuss. Besides, I don't think it should be a problem now. I never imagined... Okay, same thing. Considering that, like, what has changed situation-wise, I'm surprised that that's all he had to say. Alright, let's get mermaid talking, you know? Well, let's talk about the curse stone. I'll tell you what you want to know about mermaids, and in exchange you'll hand over the curse stone. Do we have a deal? We do indeed. Alright, about mermaids. So, what is it you want to know about mermaids, then? Though I'd wager you're after the secret of immortality? Immortality? Oh no, all I want is to meet a real live mermaid. 'Tis naught but dreams and adventure that drive me. Really, that's it? Well, even if you had been after immortality, I doubt it would have been possible. What? What? You mean the legends about mermaids being able to grant immortality are false? They're not. I've encountered my fair share of people who have become immortal that way, after all. There's even a word for these individuals. They're known as 800-year immortals. When Yumeko says there's a word for it, is there like a... I don't know, like in Japanese, like kanji, is it like more precisely a word and not like numbers and a word? He looks happy. 800-year immortals, eh? So they do exist. Incredible. What became of the third Ise-Shima mermaid then? The one known as Nagami. She hasn't returned to Ryogu, has she? She hasn't. Sobe is the only mermaid who returned to Ryogu in the end. Oh, so she's still out there somewhere, roaming the mortal world as we speak. You could say that. We could also say that she's no longer here. What do you mean? Don't tell me she died. Well, that also wouldn't be entirely accurate. Oh? What is it, Cersei? I think I've got it. Figured it out, have you? I don't know if I've entirely figured it out. What? Really? What do you mean? Think back on what we heard before. Before? Well, there's not much point in dragging it out, so I'll go ahead and tell you. The mermaid known as Nagami became human. Nagami gave up her existence as a mermaid long ago. So, what if I said the other options? Yumeko knows the answer, so she's just gonna be like, haha, I'm joking. Also, I should have maybe double checked, but Nagami was the one that wanted to be with a human, right? Or like she fell in love. Nagami gave up her existence as a mermaid long ago. She no longer lives as a mermaid, but as a human. Ah, now that you mention it, that does sound familiar. You mean to tell me that story was true? I guess they did say as a human, but in the story itself, it almost sounds like it would be just you act as a human, not you actually gave up complete mermaid, like you, or just not a mermaid anymore. Oh, you'd heard of these events before? I suppose Miss Samakawa must have heard about it from Sobe. But could a mermaid really have become human? Mermaids are originally from another world, right? Normally it would be unthinkable, yes. But it seems a certain talented psychic managed to make the impossible happen. At no small cost to himself, I might add. Wow, that's amazing. I can't say I understand why she would do such a thing, though. Why not remain a mermaid? It seems like a bit of a waste to me. Well, Nagami was a bit different from the other two mermaids, you see. They were serious and dutiful, but Nagami was strongly drawn to the mortal world, and to the humans who lived in it. I suppose you could say that she was the opposite of Miss Samakawa in a way. You don't say. More than anything. It seems she was particularly drawn to the idea of becoming human, finding the person of her dreams and marrying them. Of getting to be their bride. That's a pretty cute dream to have. I guess not all mermaids are the same, huh? Indeed! To think that mermaids could harbor the same hopes and dreams as humans do. I must say, she sounds quite relatable. Perhaps. I imagine she was viewed as quite the odd soul among her own kind, though. Then a few decades ago, Nagami happened to meet a certain psychic. The two soon fell in love. And Nagami, who wanted more than anything else to become that man's wife, asked him if there was any way she could become human. The psychic searched far and wide for a way to grant her wish, and after decades of toil, she found a secret art that would allow her to do so. Oh, such unconditional love, such ardent devotion, a mermaid who wished to become human to be with the love of her life. Why, it's like the tale of the Little Mermaid reborn in the modern era. Truly a story to grip the heart. How could I not root for them with everything I have? Are you sure? That would mean we don't have a mermaid to look for anymore, you know? No matter. If it was for the sake of such inspiring passion, then I care not a whit. So, Nagami became human in the end, yes? And the two of them lived happily ever after? I refuse to accept any other conclusion. Well, that's more or less what happened, so I can say with certainty that Nagami the mermaid no longer exists. I see, so she's still alive out there, as a human. What a beautiful tale. Why, I wish I could meet her solely to offer my most heartfelt congratulations. No, I think wedding gifts are in order. Avi seems to be enjoying himself, but this means there's no chance of us meeting a mermaid anymore, right? Ah, now that you mention it, that is a problem. I thought so. We're not confident that Sobe ended up. This is just telling us about her. I legit, I think she's just out of the story now. Because, like, the way they kind of glossed over it in this scene was very easy to gloss over it if we killed her. Oh, right here, okay. While aimlessly drifting from job to job, unable to find something. We'll read that later. We'll read that later. This moment right now is kind of important. A question, Mr. Shiki. I don't suppose there would be a way for us to go to Ryogu and meet a mermaid there, would there? I'm afraid not. It's impossible for a flesh and blood human to cross over to the eternal world. Indeed, you'd have to be dead to have any chance of getting there. Ah, just as I feared. There's little point in getting there without a life to savor it. Although, does that mean there's a chance that Miss Samakawa was able to make it to Ryogu in the end? That I don't know. Not everyone ends up in Ryogu after death after all. I see. I suppose we'll just have to hope that she was able to meet the mermaid she so admired in the afterlife. That would be all I can tell you there. Are you willing to give us your curse stone now? Well, knowing that we have no chance of meeting a mermaid now has thoroughly dashed all my hopes and dreams. But you did share with us a most charming tale of mermaid love and longing, so I suppose I can't complain. Here, the curse stone. Thank you. Soto, could you take a look at it for me? Very well. Did we hand over the sword one too? I feel like we had to have. I mean, Cersei said she didn't want it. I see. If you don't mind, there are a few details I'd like to confirm with you before continuing, Avi. Very well, go ahead and ask anything you like. I'll even give you the map we use. It originally belonged to you and yours, after all. Thank you. In that case. I see. I think I know how to lift the curse of the raging waves now. Finally, it certainly has been a long road to get here. Sure has. Now that we have a minute, I'll go into profile. Who the fuck is this guy? Who is he? Oh, wrong person. Kikuko. Alright. While aimlessly drifting from job to job, unable to find something she wanted to do, Kikuko happened to meet Kippei Ikoma, who was the president of one of the companies she ended up working for. It was then that Kippei revealed a surprising secret to her. Kikuko was in fact the illegitimate child of a wealthy tycoon, one Yoshiatsu Yamashina. How does he know that though? It had been entrusted to a childless couple to raise as their own. Kikuko had always believed herself special in some way, and learning that she was originally of high birth only served to validate that belief, leading to her developing a strong sense of pride. Upon learning of Kikuko's background and taking notes of her dissatisfaction with her current lot in life, Kippei opted to try and make her his pawn by skillfully manipulating her sense of self-importance. His endeavors paid off. Tired of what she perceived as a stifling, monotonous life, and driven by both her admiration for Kippei and desire to be recognized by Yoshiatsu, so she could live the life she believed she deserved, Kikuko agreed to return to Kameshima and act as his agent there. Fueled by her ambitions and exhilarated by the sense that she had become the star of one of the spy movies that had been so popular in her childhood, Kikuko's mind was set. She no longer cared if people died or her hometown was destroyed, as long as it meant she could fulfill her goals. Kind of insane. Kind of insane. Ma'am, about the curse of the raging waves. Hold on, let's finish dealing with this first. We'll talk about that afterwards. Understood. It's super important though, maybe not a thing to talk about afterwards. You want to know? Okay. Phew, we finally gotten a hold of the Forsaken Fish Curse Stone. Now we can focus on the main issue at hand. About mermaids. Still, you certainly are knowledgeable about mermaids. Where on earth did you get all this information from? Well, let's just say I have my sources. I suppose we can put this down to the vast knowledge of the Paranormal Affairs Bureau as well, eh? He hasn't realized yet. Cersei knows! What do you mean? It's nothing, don't worry about it. Oh, is this just gonna tell us everything then? Aegis is secret! It's Tensei Shiki's wife. Woman who balances a workhouse, lady... Yumeko was formerly a mermaid by the name of Nagami. I'm surprised that this is how we fully get into it. That, like, it doesn't at least have the storyteller come in and say, like, so have you figured it out yet? Yumeko was formerly a mermaid by the name of Nagami, unlike her more... I like, though, there was, like, one bit of dialogue, not very early on, but one bit of dialogue when we were on the bridge that immediately unraveled it for me. I don't know, there probably were other hints. Like I said, she did react to Ise-Shima, but I was under the same impression as Avi that the Bureau just had information. Yumeko was formerly a mermaid by the name of Nagami. Unlike her more serious compatriots, Hayashi and Sobe, Nagami was free-spirited by nature and held a keen interest in both humans and the mortal world. She was even known to break the rules to sneak out and observe human society, something which often put her at odds with the other two mermaids and led to her being viewed as something of a maverick. She just wanted to be a part of their world, you know? When the entrance to Ryogu was sealed 400 years ago to suppress the curse of the raging waves, rendering the remaining mermaids unable to return home, Sobe was overcome with grief. However, Nagami was thrilled and seized the opportunity to travel the world at her leisure, which deepened the rift between her and Sobe. For the next 350 years, Nagami bore witness to the lives of countless humans around the globe, from every culture and era, and her yearning for life in human society continued. It still is kind of crazy that she forgot the name of one of her mermaid compatriots, but it's a long time year-wise. And I guess if she became human, she has human memories now, right? So the fact that, well, I mean 50 though. The fact that she maybe older than 50 because she wouldn't have been like a baby if she became mortal in 350 years. I don't know. I guess you wouldn't be able to hold on to 350 years worth of memories if you became human though. So yeah, that would add up. I got lost. From every culture and era, and her yearning for life in human society continued to grow. She was particularly enamored by the concepts of marriage and becoming a bride, finding the idea of pledging one's life to someone and living hand in hand with them from then on enthralling. It was this she found herself longing for above all else. About 50 years ago, Nagami met a certain talented psychic in Japan. The two quickly fell in love, and Nagami, who by that point had begun to earnestly wish that she could give up being a mermaid and live among humans in the mortal world, asked him whether there was any way she could become human. Wanting to fulfill her wish, the psychic began to search for a lost secret art that would allow her to assume human form. The two overcame countless hardships together in their quest for the art, and after decades of searching, they not only found it, but finally succeeded in perfecting it. However, the secret art would grant Nagami her wish demanded a heavy price. For a mermaid, a being who lacked a mortal form in the material world, to gain a human body, the caster's own body would have to be sacrificed. Using this art would render them unable to live side by side as humans, as they had so long to do. Nagami her wish. Okay, the two agonized over their decision. Despite their decade-long search, the different worlds in which they lived continued to keep them apart. As a mermaid, Nagami could neither join him on land nor appear before others. The life together they yearned for remained a distant dream. In the end, the two chose to use the secret art so they could be together in the mortal world. Even when Nagami learned that the psychic Tensei Shiki only appeared young due to his supernatural abilities, having been born in the Edo period and already over 100 years old by that time, she loved him no less. Oh man, it's a lot. So what is it? Her wish demanded a heavy price for a mermaid. A heavy price for a mermaid, being who lacks a mortal form in the material world. To gain a human body, the caster's own body would have to be sacrificed. Thus did Nagami the mermaid become Tensei Shiki's human wife, Yumeko Shiki, a name given to her by Tensei himself. Although the process of gaining a human body meant she lost many of the memories and abilities she had possessed during her time as a mermaid, she retained all the memories and feelings from her time spent with Tensei, which was more than enough for Yumeko. Since then, Yumeko has enjoyed a fulfilling life with her human nature and her relationship with Tensei, bringing her immense joy. Because of this, she is insistent that her primary identity be that of a housewife, to the extent that she always chooses clothing that will allow her to return to tackling housework at a moment's notice. However, the human body she has gained still differs from those of a regular human. Although she appears to age slowly compared to those around her, it is entirely unknown how long her lifespan will end up being. Following her rebirth as a human, Yumeko decided to pay a visit to Sobe in the depths of Ise Bay to explain her decision and introduce her partner. Abandoning her form as a mermaid to become human was a grave violation of the rules they were bound to, and she expected Sobe to receive the news with utter contempt, if not sever her ties with Yumeko completely. But her expectations were pleasantly subverted. Sobe herself had since forged her own deep bond of love and trust with Yuza Minakuchi, one that similarly transcends their respective species, and understood her feelings. Thanking her for introducing Tensei to her. However, Sobe never showed herself to Yumeko again after that. After many twists and turns in their quest for happiness, the spirit of Tensei Shiki, who sacrificed his body so that Yumeko... Okay, so it is a sacrifice of the body. I'm sorry, the way that... I got confused by how some of this was working. Like, yes, it sounded like he had to sacrifice himself, but is his spirit around helping out with stuff? After many twists and turns in their quest of happiness, the spirit of Tensei Shiki, who sacrificed his body so that Yumeko could live as a human, has come to dwell in the body of a small dog, and he continues to enjoy retirement and a quiet life at Yumeko's side and his home in Tokyo to this day. This small dog. Even before his retirement, and despite his current form, he remains an active force in the industry, having devoted his time to such things as taking Soto Kiru on as his protege after discovering his potential, assisting with management of the Paranormal Affairs Bureau for old time's sake, and sending Yumeko, who knew of the Bureau and the work that it did, to help out as one of its members. Okay. But, like, because the bit where it says about the sacrifice, like, yes, that's what it sounded like happened. And then they decided to use it. Tensei Shiki only appeared young due to his supernatural abilities, having been born in the Edo period and already over 100 years old by that time. Yeah, that's fine. And then many memories. So... I'm still a little unsure about Mare. I almost feel like there's something more suspicious than them just being... Maybe Sobe and Mari being lovers. I don't know. It's kind of weird then that she was with a human guy. I don't know. That seems weird. But hey, Yumeko's story is pretty wild, huh? I love that it just ends on that, though. That, like, obviously it's good that Avi doesn't learn about it, but... Let's move on to the topic of Circe's curse stone, shall we? Oh, right, here it is. I don't want it. One of the locals we ran into earlier was planning to use this curse stone to cause a massacre, so we confiscated it. Goodness, that's far more disturbing than I was imagining. It sounds like you were lucky to escape unscathed. Where is this local now? We managed to oh, this would have definitely been different, but... I wonder how bad it would have been if we said we had to kill her. We managed to subdue her after taking her curse stone. I don't think she'll wake up for a while, so could you get someone to come and take her away? Alright, we'll make the necessary arrangements later. So who was this would-be mass murderer, and what exactly was she planning to do? She said her name was Kikuko Tsutsuyu. She didn't have any spirit sense to speak of, though. She tried to use her curse stone to get Avi to tell her what he knew about mermaids. But we managed to fend her off and take it from her. That's right, she had hand mirrors and business cards marked with the symbol that serves as the target for the curse, and handed them out around the island in advance for whatever she needed to activate it, whenever she needed to activate it. A premeditated crime, in other words, and quite a thorough one too. That was quite a dangerous position you were in. I'll say, if we hadn't caught on to her intentions, I've no doubt we'd be sleeping with the fishes by now. Such is the nature of dealing with curses, I'm afraid. You never know when you might end up the targets. No need to tell me twice, I've had quite enough of curses by this point. A prudent attitude, a curse's corruption starts from the heart. Indeed, I'll be sure to remember that. But we are done talking to you, so it's all on Cersei then. Did you learn what this Kikuko was after in the end? To be honest, I wasn't all that sure myself. Apparently she was looking to get her hands on a mermaid to impress some tycoon called Yamashina. It seems he's looking for a way to become immortal. What? A tycoon called Yamashina who wants to become immortal? Why did you have to say the whole thing? It couldn't be. Oh, you know him. Did she mention where she got the curse stone from? Could Yamashina have given it to her? Actually, seems like that was someone else. As Kikuko would tell it, she's Yamashima's illegitimate child, but he refused to acknowledge her. While she was pondering ways to gain his approval, this young CEO, his apprentice, swooped in. He offered her a sympathetic ear, and a cursed stone to use to accomplish her goal. I think that was the long and short of it. Something like that, yeah. What? So there's someone else involved? It turns out we knew the CEO she was talking about too. We were pretty shocked. So the CEO was the original owner of the curse stone, was he? What is his name? He's a young man named Kipai Ikoma, although I dare say young isn't the first word that would come to mind when looking at him. What? Kipai Ikoma? It can't be. See? That means she knows shit about him. They know shit about him. Huh? You know him too? No, perhaps they simply share a name. The Kipai Ikoma we know should have died 6 years ago. Huh? Died? What do you mean? Oh wait, was this guy's... I'm sorry. Was this guy's name that? This whole time? And I just completely forgot? Did they... I love how fucking smart I can feel sometimes, and then oops, I can't remember names very well. Was this guy him? I wouldn't say it looked like him, but what fuck me. Would you mind taking a look at this, Avi? It's in this. Fuck me. What? I'm such a fucking idiot. Ow. I felt so smart, and then like the most obvious fucking thing is right here. A portrait sketch, and who might this be? The Kipai Ikoma you know wouldn't happen to look like this, would he? Kipai Ikoma? Oh no, he doesn't look like this at all. Yep, this isn't him. Well, like, the fact that the name is the same, I should have known something. I see. Could you give us the curse stone you have, Cersei? Sure, here you go. Soda, would you mind taking a look at this one too? Of course. This is... the Curse of Tamashiga, and it has the power to cleave its target in two? Man, this is it. The curse from the Tobe case. I thought so. What? What's got everyone so excited all of a sudden? Right, I suppose we should explain. The name of the man in the sketch I just showed you is Kipai Ikoma. He was killed 6 years ago, and his skeletal remains were recently found in Toba. Do you really have to tell him, though? Avi doesn't really have much involvement in this case. The cause of his death was a curse, one that kills its victims by slicing through them, bone and all. In other words, it's highly likely he was killed by the curse within the curse stone, the curse of Tamashige. Huh? Wait, but wouldn't that mean... You're telling me that this Kipai Akoma was killed 6 years ago by a curse wielded by Kipai Akoma? Yes, in other words... The past Akoma traveled through time. The current one's an imposter, right? That would have to be it. Which, like, if he's an immortal... I'm still going with that. If he's an immortal, he might be took over. The Kipai Akoma you know, the company president, is a different man. He used his curse to kill the real one 6 years ago and assume his identity. What? You're telling me he isn't the real Akoma? Which... What was it? It was like every decade someone was killed and dumped in the water? It would have made for a decent way to, take on a new identity. I mean, I think there would be some logistical issues with that. Enough people might know some of these people, but whatever. Isn't the real Akoma? I see, so that's how it is. In that case, just who is the man calling himself Kipai Akoma? I can't say, but it seems like he's quite the dangerous fellow. Good thing we managed to take this curse stone, I'll say. I mean, even though I didn't realize that it was the same name for the body, I still put together most of the stuff there. I mean, I also don't think that's really who he is because he's from the past. Yeah, at the very least, we shouldn't have to worry about him using his curse anymore. By the way, I believe you said that this Akoma is Yoshiatsu Yamashina's apprentice? If that's the case, and Yamashita had someone working for him who had a curse stone, could Yamashina have been pulling the strings from behind the scenes? It's possible. We should get in touch with Detective Ide and see if he can't take Yamashina in for questioning. With any luck, he'll be able to detain Akoma as well. Ah. Is something wrong? We kind of already told Akoma about the Forsaken Fish curse stone. He did help us out earlier, after all, it only felt fair. I suppose we can assume that the information has reached Yamashina as well, then. Oh right, he also asked us to look for a bronze mirror that's used to lift the curse of the raging waves. The still-tide mirror, I think. The still-tide mirror, eh? Just what could he be planning? Either way, it seems we'll have to keep an eye out for any movement on his end. Things are getting wacky. Oh, okay. Again, we have more pressing matters, but we'll continue with certain... Nope, surroundings. Ah, yes, we were hoping you could do just us a little favor, Cersei. We were hoping you could do us a little favor. It seems you don't have a mermaid to be searching for anymore, so perhaps you could use that extra time to help us out? What do you think, Avi? Very well, permission granted. How kind of you. It's nothing strenuous, I assure you. We just want you to find out Kipai Akoma's current whereabouts, that's all. That sounds dangerous. Oh, so just an ordinary chore then. We want to focus on getting the curse of the raging waves lifted as soon as possible, you see. It would be a huge help if you could pin him down in the meantime. He's definitely up to something, and most importantly, you know what he looks like. We'll ask a detective from the Mie police to look into things there too. But one can never be too cautious. Both his true identity and goal remain unclear, but be very careful when dealing with him. I guess that means we'll have to go back to the mainland for now? We do have some time left before the last ferry is set to sail, I suppose. Okay then, I do want to find out what's going on too, so we'll see what we can do there. It seems we'll be helping you out with your work then. In that case, please do consider putting in a word on my behalf. Alright, I'll see what I can do. We appreciate the help. If you learn anything of note, leave a message at the station, alright? Got it. I suppose we should see about lifting the curse of the raging waves then? Let's get in touch with Detective Ide first. We can find Wakamura after that and see if we can't get him to cooperate. Understood. Let's be on our way then. Would they be able to, like, just, like, throw the curse stone at Wakamura and be like, see, this tells us exactly what we need to do. Okay. Point of contact. How does this split work here? That is actually all we can do right now. Actually, no. Possession still seems like it has new stuff. It's not the same, like, blacked out. I wonder if I should try looking into it more. Keep pressing the wrong buttons. Oh, bad blood. I guess it makes sense you would be jealous. Even though I still don't know the lore very well. But we're getting close. 4 more. I would like to officially end the chapter. So I'd kind of like to see what is new. I don't really know what I'd be looking for to try to finish this chapter off. I guess it could be something where we come back again. This would be like... What if I fail to figure this out? That's not it. That's not it. It's a hand mirror, so the obvious thing to do would be hide it in the surface somewhere. That would be too easy. Okay, like, we're just getting the... If this is like the thing that I was missing for it being checked off, would be kind of funny. The handle! I know I'm skipping through it, but it's not like it's really important. So then that's just the end of everything there. Yeah, I have no idea what I need to do for... checking off these options. It's not very clear, like, what would be... Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. We'll worry about it later, though. We'll do, more important things. Like checking to make sure I didn't miss any. I think we've been doing good. We've been doing great, actually. I'm assuming 38 here is going to be like a secret message. Like, congratulations for beating the game. Missing 1, 2... What was it, really just 2, or did I miss it? I almost missed the second one. Yeah, it looks like we're missing really one thing. I think 38 is going to be the, like, you beat the game message. So, point of contact. From Unkakudono to the Curse of the Raging Waves, Sato and Tsukasa run around the island searching for answers to the mountain of problems before them. Let's think back to what has happened. Who's saying that? After calming down Tsukasa, who had the wrong idea after seeing me with Shotaro by the beach, Sato was thinking about things. I explained at the Kentekisho ruins that I was immortal and that Mr. Wakamura was planning to hand me over to someone called Unkakudono. The two of us searched for a way to stop the Curse of the Raging Waves. We also stopped by the Wakamura home to apologize to Shotaro, but no one was there. And then the phone call happened, right? After that, we met with Tsuyu, and I learned about who Yuza Minakuchi truly was, as well as how the Curse of the Raging Waves had been kept at bay by the bronze mirror she left behind. We also ran into Azami. He looked desperate, saying that oh right, because the timeline shift. Saying that Kameshima hand mirrors that Kikuko had given me was dangerous, and he was going around collecting them. Tsukasa and I handed ours over to him too. then after that... Can't find Mr. Wakamura anywhere. We need to tell him about the bronze mirror as soon as possible. Yeah. Oh? It's those two. Oh yeah, they're the ones who were looking for the old man's place. Excuse me. Guess we have a lot more information to tell her now, so... Oh, if it isn't Sato, good timing. I've got something to discuss if you don't mind. Oh, alright, I actually have something to ask myself. Huh? Since when did you get to know each other? Oh right, we actually talked a bit after the last time we met. These two are from the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department. They're here to lift the curse of the raging waves. Wait, seriously? Since when does the police deal in curses? We're a special unit dedicated to things like this. I hope we can be of help. Yumeko, can you use your, specialized... No, never mind, I found a keychain. That's bizarre. Wonder why I found one with a keychain. There's an old well here. These days, most houses have running water, so it isn't used anymore. In the story that Tsuyu told us earlier, the bronze mirror was apparently found at the bottom of this very well. I can't even imagine how Mari managed to find it here. That's some real tenacity. Was this, Yuza? Ah! Sato, something wrong? Oh no, it's just that there's a Kameshima keychain lying on the ground here. Ah, you're right. Who just chucked the poor thing out here? Yeah, I almost missed it. I'll rescue it. Is there gonna be something about the fact that Yuza and Sato both have one now? You end up passing through this intersection no matter where you go on the island. A narrow path with a gentle breeze. It makes for a nice peaceful afternoon. I have to be more vigilant about stickers, because I did almost miss that last one. But at least I found this one. Number 20, we're missing 3. I'm feeling pretty good about these. Buzz Boozler. What a name. Also, generally speaking, compared to 7 Mysteries, I feel like our chances to look around like this are a lot less than they were in that game. That's the town clock, which is sort of the symbol of this street. Standing quietly at the town center, its gentle ticking marks the years as it watches over people's lives. She seems like she's accepting it, but even Tsukasa probably didn't get everything from that quick explanation. Can't blame her though, I still don't fully understand it myself. I'm guessing then, without Azami talking to us, we wouldn't have ever ran back into them. If we really want to do something about the curse of the raging waves, maybe we can rely on these two. Although honestly, they do scare me a little. You spoke with them yesterday, Sato? Yeah, they're specialists from a special unit called the Paranormal Affairs Bureau. They even saw right through me. Wait, you mean they figured out you're immortal? Yep, first time anyone's managed that. Wow, I guess real professionals can figure out things like that. I mean, technically speaking, Wakamura did figure it out, so... But why is she dressed like a housewife? She doesn't look like police at all. Well, if you pay attention to the notes... That cloak must be so hot. How does he stay so calm and collected? Thank you for your time the other day. Oh, not at all. I'm sorry I couldn't be of more help. And we never have to talk to him again. Let's go. Mind if I start from my side then? Oh, not at all. The good news is we figured out how to lift the curse of the raging waves. Really? You have? Whoa, seriously? That's huge. The bad news is that we need a few things to do it. We're in the middle of tracking them down. If that's the case, let us help you. Yeah, what do you need? Well, the first is called the I know it! The Still-Tide Mirror. A mirror used to hold back the curse of the raging waves. I know it! We know where that is. At least I think we do. You do? We just heard about it from Yuza Minakuchi. Very convenient. I see. 5 years ago, Minakuchi tried to break the curse with that mirror, but failed. That explains why people blamed her for the Southern Sea disaster. If that mirror from back then is still here, then it is very likely to be the Still-Tide mirror. Yes, that is what I wanted to talk to you about too. I see, thank you. Sounds like the pieces are coming together. Yeah, so like, what else do you guys need? Maybe we could leave the Curse of the Raging Waves to these two then? I really hope we can. That would solve a lot. Never have to talk to you again either. But there is still one more piece we need, a descendant of the Ise-Shima people. Which likely means Minakuchi's son, Yuza Minakuchi, would be our best candidate. Yeah, that should work. Do you know where he is now? Did they ever fully get that information? I guess maybe Ave mentioned that with Samakawa. Do you know where he is now? Not sure. We've been looking too since we wanted to pass along what Tsuyu told us. Alright, we'll go search for him. Really? That would be a huge help. We'll go and secure the mirror. Time is tight. If we split up, we'll need a point of contact in case we can't find each other. Could one of you stay in one place and handle communications between us? Good plan. Could one of you take that on? Well, it's not going to be Sato, because I have to play a Sato. A point of contact? It'd be best if it was, what choice to make here? I'll go look for Yuza. Tsukasa, do you mind being the point of contact? Me? Sure, no problem. Let's see then. I'll wait by the community hall on Chuyo Street. There's also a phone there we could use. I'm not afraid of phones. Okay, we'll make contact there if anything happens. Thank you, that will be a big help. Alright then, we'll retrieve the bronze mirror first, then track down Yuza Minakuchi and work on lifting the curse. Okay then, Sato, good luck. If you find Yuza, please tell him everything that Suya told us. I will, leave it to me. I guess if we, that was a quick one. If we told, the whole big events. If we told, Yumeko what Tsuyu told us, that would have gotten us that information, the Mari information. I almost want to continue with Sato since that was so short. Sato entrusts Tsukasa with being the point of contact while she goes to search for Yuza Minakuchi. Well, it doesn't seem like she finds him. Although, this looks like this is at the point of contact, so maybe she does.